Hi, and welcome to Level Up Cartooning, where our goal is to take the mystery out of the drawing process by breaking it into easy-to-follow steps. Before we get started, be sure you hit that thumbs up and the subscribe button, as it helps this channel to grow, and hit that bell so you never miss a lesson. Today we're going to draw Jake and Finn from the show Adventure Time, and more recently, Adventure Time Distant Lands. If you stick around to the end, I'm going to tell you how a movie from 50 years ago, starring one of the biggest bands of all time, influenced the animators who created Adventure Time. Anyway, all you're going to need to follow along with me is pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? So let's get started. We're going to draw Jake and Finn step by step, giving you the secret formula to be able to draw them again and again. If you've watched some of my other videos, then you know I often use the character's head to figure out how big the entire character is. Because we can't do that in this drawing of Finn riding Jake, I'm going to use a square divided into 4 sections to help me get the proper position, proportions, and pose for our 2 adventurers. Alright, so let's start with that roadmap for Finn and Jake. So there's our roadmap of Finn and Jake. Now we're on to step 2. In this step, we do what I call roughing out the features. I want to remind you that up until the 3rd and final step, you want to draw as light as possible. As you see, I use guidelines to help me to position some of the character's features. We don't want those guidelines in the final drawing, so you want to draw them light enough to be able to erase them easily. So let's rough out Finn and Jake's features. Okay, so there are the roughed out features for Finn riding Jake. Now with the roadmap done and the features roughed out, it's time for the final step. In step 3, we get to have the fun. We get to draw the final details of Finn and Jake. We don't have to guess where to put things because we've already done all the hard work to figure that out. In this step, it's okay to draw darker, but don't hammer that line, mindlessly retracing over the lines you've already drawn. Always look to tweak and improve until the very end. So let's draw in Jake and Finn's details. There you have it, Finn and Jake from Adventure Time. So how do you think you did? Understand, if you've never drawn either Finn or Jake before, you cannot expect to have drawn them perfectly. You notice I don't spend time coloring them during this video because I want my lesson to focus solely on the drawing process. But now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing Finn and Jake. With that, you can draw them again and again, and by all means color them when you're done. I promise each time you draw them, it will be a little better and a little easier. I also promise the more you work with me, the better you're going to get at all of your cartoon characters. For those of you who want to go a little deeper, click on the link below for my free 4-part drawing series, where I spend more time explaining the details and the thinking behind each step in what I call the level up cartooning process. So I'd love to see your drawing of Finn and Jake. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram, and don't forget to include the hashtag levelupcartooning. So at the beginning of this lesson, I told you how a movie from 50 years ago, starring one of the biggest bands of all time, influenced the animators who created Adventure Time. That movie was called Yellow Submarine, and it was an animated adventure featuring the Beatles. And while the storyline to Yellow Submarine was a bit strange, the animation was so groundbreaking that it still influences animators to this day, including those who created Adventure Time. I encourage you to find the movie on YouTube or elsewhere and have a look. One of these days I'm going to do a lesson on some of those characters, especially the blue meanies. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Until next time, keep drawing, my friends.